What makes a good restaurant website? Well, we've built a lot of them over the years, and we've learned a lot about the do's and don'ts of building a website for a restaurant. We've worked with multi-location brands, we've worked with single unit locations, we've worked with franchises. And across all of these projects, regardless the size, there's a few things that we always come back to that we find are the most important things for a restaurant website. So today I want to go through those with you. We've got a list of 5 things that every restaurant website should be thinking about. Let's get into it. All right, the number one thing, and I can't stress this one enough, it might be my biggest pet peeve as a web designer, are PDF restaurant menus on a website. This is one of our top priorities for every restaurant website that we've built, and something that we have found to be crucially important in building a successful website. If we zoom out for a second and we understand a little bit more about the user for a restaurant website, think about the most common times that somebody is searching for a restaurant. They're probably on their phone. The data backs this up. Across the board, roughly 60% of users on restaurant websites are coming from a mobile device. Our own restaurant clients, a lot of times we see that upwards of 70 or 80% of the users are on a mobile device. Now, I don't know about you, but the idea of trying to interact with a PDF on my phone, not ideal. PDFs were not built for mobile devices. PDFs have been around long before mobile devices were a thing. They're not responsive, which means the user's left pinching and zooming, trying to scroll in and out, trying to see what's on the menu. A lot of times the PDF menus don't have images on them either. And that doesn't even get into the fact that your PDF menu is giving you absolutely zero SEO benefit when you compare it to a native menu that you can build directly into the website. We've made this a fundamental part of every restaurant website that we've built, and I'll show you one here. This is a website for Sombrero Mexican Food, which is a chain with 17 locations here in the Southern California area, and they've got a big menu. If you know anything about San Diego taco shops, there's lots of burritos, there's lots of tacos, there's lots of other things as well. So we needed a clear way to structure that menu, make it really clear to the end user what they even had available to them, and then use that as a way to generate a bunch of pages on the website that you wouldn't get if you just put all of that into a PDF. And the benefit of building the menu directly into your website is compounding, because not only have you improved your user experience for both mobile and desktop users, but you've also given yourself an opportunity to build a ton more SEO-rich content. So when you build the menu on your website, you can think about every single item on your menu can now have a dedicated page on the website. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to hand code or build every single page. This is where the power of systems backed by a CMS really come into play. Through a CMS or content management system, you can build a single template for your menu item, and then all you have to do is fill in the blanks. So once you build all of your menu items into the website, you put them in the proper categories. Now you've built a hierarchy that Google can actually index. On top of that, you can load up those pages with local keywords. Best burrito in San Diego, best fish tacos in Los Angeles. This gives you many more opportunities to optimize your website for the keywords that matter most to you. And frankly, a PDF just isn't going to do that for you. And one of the other things that I love about building these native menus for restaurant websites is that it gives you an opportunity to show off your food. You can showcase the images of your dishes. We'll get into that a little bit more in one of the later points in this video. All right, number 2. Build a dedicated page for every location. This is particularly important if you have more than one location, but the principle applies even if you're a single unit restaurant. A well-built location page is going to give Google all of the details it needs to properly display your website in the search results. We've talked about this a little bit in previous videos where we discuss the importance of things like structured data and how valuable those can be in getting your website to show properly in the search engines. If we take that same example that we used before of Sombrero Mexican Food, like I said, they've got 17 different locations all across San Diego and Southern California. That means 17 different neighborhoods, 17 different hours, 17 different contact numbers. There's no way to effectively show that on a single page. And doing so would sell yourself short. And just like the individual menu item pages gave us an opportunity to enhance the SEO of our website, these location pages do it probably even more. Because now we can build these dedicated location pages with local business structured data, and now we've got a rich result available for the search engines for anyone that's searching for your specific restaurant in the specific region that they're interested in. Structured data is one of the things that we see a lot of restaurants miss, but I think it's one of the most important things that you can do to make sure that the right results are showing to the end user. So dedicated location pages for every location. Again, even if you're just a single unit operator, super important. The easiest way to think about it is every one of your location pages in some way acts as a homepage for that specific location. It gives your website an opportunity to show for more search terms and the specificity that people use when they search for a particular restaurant in a particular area, or they search something more generic like best Mexican food near me. Having a dedicated location page is going to make it all the more likely that you show up in those results. That brings us to number 3. Online ordering is a must. If we're being honest, COVID changed the name of the game when it comes to restaurant websites. A lot of restaurants used to be able to get away with not having online ordering as a primary call to action on their website, but that's just simply not the case anymore. The pandemic lockdown really changed the way that restaurants and patrons interact with one another, and online ordering became really one of the most important things that your website can do. Now, when it comes to online ordering, things are not always equal. We've got first-party delivery and we've got third-party delivery. We always recommend for all of our restaurant clients that they have a dedicated first-party delivery or first-party order fulfillment platform ready to go. A great example would be a system like Toast. Through Toast, you can order directly online. The order comes directly to the restaurant. You can go from front of house to back of house. It's a seamless process. They've even got delivery options available as well. A recent study showed that about 67% of consumers prefer to order directly from the restaurant whenever possible. The reasons would include things like lower fees, potentially you've got a rewards or loyalty program set up as well. And honestly, I think a lot of people just prefer to support the business directly. So having a good partner as your first-party online ordering platform, really something we recommend. Now, that doesn't mean that we should ignore the third-party platforms. DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, they're all super important as well. We want to make sure that the user knows all of the places where they can find your restaurant and how they can order your food. Typically, we try to make sure that the first-party online ordering is the primary option that a user is presented with, while showing third-party options as secondary calls to action on a page. Really what that means is we just make first-party ordering the most visible component on the page, while making sure that it's clear that there's other platforms available also. All right, number 4, and I promised you we'd get back to this one. Use real photos on your website, not stock imagery. What I mean is your actual dishes plated the way that they're going to be served to your customers. This is something we care a lot about for our restaurants. This is one of the best ways that they can represent the product that they have to offer to the people that care most. Let's take, for example, Novo Brazil. Novo is a Brazilian-inspired brewery in the San Diego area, and they've got a very distinct vibe. If you've ever seen their cans for their beer or their kombucha on the shelves at a liquor store, they'd stand out. You'd know that you'd seen them. We've got a very bold, colorful palette, and everything feels very intentionally designed. Their vibe is distinct and full of energy, and something that we found was really important to bring to life when we built their website for them. We knew we couldn't capture all of that liveliness using stock photography, so we made sure that we had high-quality images of the menu items that we wanted to feature on their website. 74% of diners say that social media influences where they eat. And visual content is ultimately the main driver of that. If we take that same logic and we apply it to our website, it's safe to say that quality images of not just our food, but the atmosphere at our restaurant, the people that actually work there, the staff, that means something to the end user. And by definition, stock images are generic. They have their place. We use them for certain use cases, but their place is not on a restaurant website. My recommendation is to invest in a local photographer or videographer to come in and capture some content for your restaurant. Not just the food, but the overall vibe, the atmosphere, patrons enjoying their food, the staff showing hospitality, the overall setting. Not only is that valuable for use on your website and helping people understand what to expect in your restaurant, it's easy content to repurpose on social media and things like email newsletters in the future as well. So typically a single day investment in a good photography/videography shoot can net you a ton of content that you can use for years to come. All right, last but certainly not least, put some reviews on your website. We know how important reviews are as trust signals, as indicators of people's desire to interact with a particular business. And restaurants might be one of the places where reviews are most important. And the numbers back this up. 88% of consumers say that they trust online reviews as much as they would a personal recommendation. If you're not sure exactly how to put reviews on your website, I'll leave a couple links down below for free plugins that you can use that make it really easy to connect directly to the platforms that you already use, like Google Business and Yelp. From there, it's just a little snippet that you can drop in on just about any page. You can hand that off to your developer and they can implement it for you. We'd always be happy to give you a hand as well. So there it is, 5 things that every restaurant website should be taking into account. A native menu, no PDFs. Dedicated location pages with structured data included. Easy online ordering through both first and third-party delivery services. Real photography and videography of your space. And social proof/reviews directly on your website. These are the fundamentals that we implement for all of our restaurant clients. Everything from fast casual to higher end, from multi-unit locations to single unit locations. These are key things that matter on every restaurant website. So for homework this week, I would recommend go check out your website, see how many of these items you check off the list, and see what you might have to work on. If you aren't sure where to start with that, you can always check out our website over at mithralmedia.io/audit. On there, we'll run a complete audit of your website, help you identify the specific things that you could potentially be doing better. So if you're a restaurant owner that feels like you could be getting more out of your website, let us know. We'd love to help. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe below. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.